we're talking about, as you can see, yesterday was audience and today is colors. So colors, you know, this is actually a topic that I could do a full day on. So I will try to get through it as rapidly as I can so that you have lots of time to play. Thank you, Greg. We live in a visually stimulating world, and you know, our minds actually process at the speed of 60,000 times faster than text, and we take about 90% of our input visually. So it's a key area to focus on. And literally from being a child, we were taught the psychological meaning of colors, which produce an emotion. So yellow is happy, blue is dependable, pink is female, feminine, green is healthy or wealth. And as a result, the colors you select are key to how your market will respond. All right. So before we go rushing in to chase the colors we love, you need to remember this isn't about you, okay? This is about your target market, which is comprised loosely at this stage, remember from yesterday, age range, gender, place, and activities, all right? So I'm going to have you do first, as part and parcel of getting your framework in place, is to ask yourself this question, and that is, what do you want to be known for? In the answer to that question, you will come up with 3 words. So I want you to kind of write down 3 words. And if you'd like to, put one of those words in the chat area and we'll play with that. So for example, my 3 words would be kind of leadership, spiritual, and freedom. Financial freedom, spiritual freedom, whatever freedom means to you, that's kind of the goal I have with my clients. So who has a word they'd like us to take a look at? And here's what we're going to do with it, all right? And now remember, okay, great, we'll go look at that up. So I've got leadership as a sample. So what we're going to do is I want you to think about the word, and then when you go and you're looking up colors, what you're going to do is you're actually going to, let me put them, have a piece of paper, and we're not going to do it right now, this is for after, but you'll put your words, leader, leadership, spiritual, freedom. I've got insightful, transformation, empowerment, energetic, all of these words you will slot at the top. And now what you're going to go do is take a look generally, what are those colors? What are the colors around those? Okay. So let's go out here. I'm going to go out and we will take a quickie peek at that. Okay. So I'm going to, oops. I'm trying to exit from my screen here. There we go. And we're going to go out to, let's go back here. We're going to go out to this site right here. Now, there are a lot of sites out there that have, that help you with color. This just happens to be one that I think is quite detailed, which I really like. Okay, so let me write down one of those words. So one of those words was leadership, okay? And then there was like empowerment, insightful, those types of words, okay? Now remember, this is what you want to be remembered for. So you want to be remembered for leadership, empowerment, good words, okay? So what you'll do, you'll end up at this page, and then you're going to, I'm going to have you kind of just scroll down here, and you're going to now go and check out various colors and start to get familiar with what they mean. I will tell you right now, ignore the color brown. It is the most hated color on the internet, you know, not my data. And so be very careful. I had one client that actually had brown in her logo and throughout the entire site. When we did a color switch, her business actually took off. I think it was something to do with bounce, get the bounce back in your life or something. When that was done, it was absolutely fantastic. So it shows you the power of colors. So let's take one, leadership. I already know where to kind of go for leadership, okay? So let's take a look at the color blue. And the color blue is trust and responsibility. Okay, so that kind of says to a lot of that, that power that it holds, you know, so loyalty, trust, integrity, reliability, responsibility, okay? So these are some of the words that connect to the color blue. And so what you would do there, let's say in leadership, you would put blue. Now, later you're going to, you know, you're going to remember there's a lot of different blues, but let's just start with blue for now so you have some sort of reference. And then I'm going to go over to the color purple. All right, so purple is very spiritual color. So if you want to be connected to that at all, purple also means wealth. And so if you're in the wealth field, that's another great color for you. Those are, and future thinking is another one for that. Purple, the great thing about purple is it allows you to straddle kind of the man and the woman, right? Blue is going to be dominantly a male audience, which we're going to, you know, we got to yesterday in Are We Man or Woman? Purple allows you to straddle that a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at green, just because these are kind of popular colors, right? Balance, harmony, growth. Insight would be possibly green. If you want fun insights, then that is like an orange, so you'll go and check that color out. Transformation could be around the purple area. And then so kind of go take a look here. So green, renewal, restoration, self-reliance, reliability, dependability. You can see kind of all of the words that start to connect with green, all right? So you'll go and play on a site like this. You can play with this one. This one is in the exercise sheet, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. You are going to be receiving this, okay? So, and then you'll slot it under. So let's say you ended up kind of with, you know, like a green, and then or a blue, a little bit of purple, and let's say freedom was orange for creative and insights, things of that nature, okay? So you're going to end up with three colors. Now, those will also, you may have to go back to the drawing board. So this is actually a cycle, and I'm going to take you through the cycle, and then you're going to be like, oh, those actually don't look good together. So then you'll go back again, okay? Okay, now, you know what? I think I'll just kind of scroll through it like this because I'm going to actually be going in and out so I can show you the process. So the next thing is you need some inspiration. So let's say we've got, you know, a green color, and then like a blue or a purple, and then if you want to, if you're in the women's marketplace, you can kind of go red or pink. Yeah, for those of you who know me, I've gone pink. And you can actually go towards a color too that envelops your industry, okay, or your a target market. That's okay to do as well. So let's take a look here. Now, for inspiration, I'm going to send you over to Pinterest. I'm going to send you to one of my pages or one of my what's called boards over on Pinterest, okay? Pinterest. So what you can do here is you can just get data on, here's some more data on colors. It goes very deep on the psychology of colors and things of that nature. You can actually, and the beautiful part about Pinterest is it's, again, such a visual platform that it will help you to just be creative in the unfolding of this color process, okay? So that you'll use kind of for inspiration and a little more education. I'm going to show you how to use this again in a minute as well. So again, you'll go through some colors, you'll get your master colors selected, right? Now, what you can do is you can copy and paste images you like to a location as you're starting to say, wow, I really like that blue, right? Or I really like that, that shade of pink or that orange or this green, that type of thing. This is what this is designed for, so that when you come back here, you now have a kind of a color blue, more closer to what you would like, and more closer to your purple, more closer to your green, more closer to your orange, or whatever it is that you select, okay? Now, here's what I do. Once I've gotten the master colors in place, I then go here to Google Images, okay? So here's what this process looks like. So let's say, for example, I picked purple for one of my clients, and she is working with pets, okay? So let's say, pet lover, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm typing in kind of the target market. You can type in the target market, or you can type in the feeling, the mood, okay? We'll do both, and I'll just give you a feel. So yeah, let's see. So here's pets, right? Pet lovers. Not getting what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things. So what you want to do is I'll type in like a pet food. So whatever colors we were looking at there, what we want to do is to take a look at if there's a major brand in your industry, like there is for the food industry, you can start to take a look at what colors are they using, right? So we have yellow, blue for dependability, yellow for happy. You want a happy dog, right? There's kind of what they've gone. This is a healthy dog, right? And so that's a good color selection there. Here, quite frankly, I think that's horrible color selection. I don't even know what they're doing there, right? Again, notice this is very healthy related, dependable. They've gone the browns for earth because they're, so you want to start to take a look at if there's a major brand in your industry, what colors did they use? And that's because these guys would have spent millions of dollars on color research, all right? But let's say we're just going for inspiration. That's something we want to invoke. So now just get a feel for what colors are very dominant for inspiration. Now here, oranges, yellows, those are a very dominant color when you are dealing with Dare to Inspire. It's right here, oranges and yellows. That's a good direction to go if you want to inspire. You'll notice a lot of blues. If you have the male marketplace, you might want to look at that again, and you'll see the purple because it's leaning towards a spiritual connection. Alrighty, so that's, again, it's just a quick little play for you. I often do that for two reasons. I will go to Google for two reasons. One is to look at images to see what is coming up. Let's say, you're in the nutrition industry, right? I will do it for that, just to see colors, dominant colors that are in the industry and what you want to maybe pull from. The other thing is when I'm selecting the domain name, I'll actually go to Google to see what appears with those words. Again, we're back to words, okay? All righty. Now, I can probably start up for this one. So now we're going to take a brief look at the structure of colors. There's actually 6 major routes you can go. I don't have time, obviously. It would take me a day to possibly train on all the elements of color. Really, we'll just take a look at the first 2 major ones that are quite prominent, and that is complementary, okay? So complementary means they're opposite. So you'll see in this case, orange to blue. And the other one is analogous, which means colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So let's take a look at this. This helps you too if you're confused or you have one dominant color and you're thinking, what goes with that? You can actually use color wheels to start to see patterns that are prominent in the industry. So complementary colors are two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, okay? So if you think, for example, the New York Knicks, right, you will see that they've got orange and they've got blue. The LA Lakers, you will see they have yellow and they have purple, right? And Christmas is green and red. So oftentimes, those are patterns that you're going to see emerging. Okie doke. The other one was analogous. So these are three colors positioned next to each other on the color wheel. And it's often used to create kind of a mood, calm, soothing. In this case, you know, you could actually feel cold, right? This is actually, yeah, really calming and soothing, earthy. So three colors next to each other. And you'll see over here, of course, with the Vincent van Gogh, that was the color palette he chose right there, okay? Then there is a tool that you can play with, okay? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this tool. It isn't one of my favorites, but what I do like about it, so let's take a look at that, is it plays with, you'll see here, this, you can select some colors, right? Let's say there, and then you'll see here, this would be the three analogous. So you can see right there, okay, there's the triangular, the rectangular, and alrighty. So it shows you what colors exist if you were to choose the different patterns as well, all right? Let's go back. Okay. Now, I'm going to take you, I'm going to exit from here. I'm going to take you through three tools that I use, and two of these tools in particular, I practically live in. Now, let's say you're out in the internet. I'll talk about the first one here, digital color meter. Now, I'm going to tell you I'm Mac, right? So I don't know what the equivalent is for a Windows machine. You can maybe do a Google search on that. But I'll go through this so that you can see, and I'm sure there's tools out there that will help you. But in the Mac world, we have a built-in tool called Digital Color Meter, right? You can see mine down here. So how this works is, let's go back to our Google, right? Let's say you searched, let me go to the chat area. I saw a couple more come in. And fun, energetic, definitely. Okay, so fun, energetic is often yellows for sure. But let's put in fun. Orange is the biggest color for fun. So let's type in fun, for example. And let's say you're going through this. So these are things that emerge for fun. And you're like, oh man, I love this blue. I would like this blue to be one of my colors. In our case, you go to the digital color meter, it loads it here, and then you'll see how when I go to the blue, it brings up this pattern. Okay, 2 seconds, I just have to move a bar. Oops, it is completely blocking. There we go, I'll move it down the bottom. Okay, cool. All right, so see that. What you do there, you see how it's got now the red, green, blue values, you write those down because when you're dealing with printers and designers, they need what's called the RGB, or they need the hex value, and I'll show you that in a minute. So let's write that down. So 94, 184, and 194. So that is the red value, the green value, and the blue value. So then what I do is I go to my tool number 2. So let's go back to the presentation, and that is my keynote. So in my keynote, I'm thinking maybe in PowerPoint as well, but let's take a look. Let's go to, I'm in keynote now. Okay, so Let me close that. All right. So what I do then is I'll just pick up this word, right? Over on the side here, on your side panel, when you're doing your formatting, so let's bring up formatting, then go to text, right? You will see this little box here, which is your colors. So you would click on that, and there's a number of places you can go. Most of the time, most people just spend it here in the pencil crayons, and that's great, right? Because I can actually pick my pink right from a pencil crayon. But what we want to do is find out what the code is for that great color. You see, this is our goal, to get that color and then to get its hex value, all right? So what you will do here is you'll pick the sliders, and notice on the right-hand side here is the place for those three codes. So if we typed in 94, 184, and 194, we now get it will return the value color of that blue in hex. See that? So now we know our hex color is 5EB8C2. All right? Now, you don't have to get this detailed. You can at least tell a designer, hey, I'd like it blue. But the closer you are, the better you're going to know whether these colors work well together, all right? Now, then the third tool I use is this one here, coolers.co. Okay, so let's go there. Okay, so this allows you to start the generator. This allows you to see now what colors look good together, right? So you go down here. You can type in, remember we got that hex code, so 5EB8C2. All right, so there's our blue. So now we're like, oh, I want fun and energetic. I want some sort of yellow, okay? So you can then take a look at, let's see, we can go here. Yeah, this is just keeping me in the same tone. Okay, so let's go to, let's go back into here for a second. And I'm going to grab a color. Let's go yellow. All right, and then go here. And here's the hex code. I'm just going to go out here, and I'm going to plug this in here. Sorry, everywhere I go, this little bar is in my way. There we go. Okay, good. So now you can see what those two colors would look like together, right? And again, depending on your audience, you can, go a deeper blue, or you can go orange. This is just a great tool that you are able to really have fun and play with. So let's go. Actually, here's an orange, right? Oh yeah, but I need my hex. So back to here. I'm going to go back to my crayons. I'm going to select an orange. I'm going to go back here, and here's the code I'm looking for. And I'm going to plug this in here. And now you can see what these three colors would look like, because you've got to be thinking not just in terms of your logo, but in terms of your website, right? So then you can play with that. And then you can take a look at the color wheel, and you can start to really get a feel for what would be good together, right? So we've got kind of a blue and an orange. Then you could go to your color wheel, and you could say, okay, here I am. I've got an orange and a blue, and then see how you can just slide right over to the yellow and that type of thing, right? So they work together. Then later, right, you can take a look at this. If we've got a yellow and a blue, wood green. See, it's got a green kind of type of thing. And so you can start to take a look at that as well. And you can be like, oh, I wonder what green might look nice there. And then you can go over here and maybe play with the green and see if you like that look. And so let's just I'll go in and do it one more time. Pencil crayon, let's say we went to green, and then here, and here's the code for that, and pluck that in there, and then you can see. And then there's different shades. In this case, once you've selected a green, you can hit alternate shades, and you can be like, oh, I'd like it a little deeper. Okay, that's looking interesting. In fact, though, I'd like it a little deeper. Okay, so then you can really start to play. And again, with this and this, you can play with all of this, right? So very fun tool. Okay, back in. So that's where we got to here. So our goal is to kind of get what's called the RGB and the hex colors of what you're looking for. Then back to Pinterest. Step number 8, let's create a mood or inspiration board. Now what you're doing here is you're going to be selecting colors. So let's say the majority, let's say your master primary color was the blue, okay, this blue right here. So what you want to be doing then is you'll want to go into Pinterest, and now you'll want to select blue mood boards. Okay, and it will bring up some mood boards, and you can be like, oh yeah, and then you bring that up. What you're looking at here is some of the colors. Like, again, here's this blue and the orange. So we're starting to get a feel for, wow, blue and orange look good together. They do look good together. And you're looking for images, right? So like, oh yes, and then you can search, you can even then search on Google this, because this is just for you. You're not trying to use it for, what do you call it, for commercial purposes, right? So let's say you love the color of that orange juice, right? And so now you can go here and you can grab something for your mood board just to kind of inspire yourself and when you're sending information to a designer perhaps. So actually, let's say we like this one. I'm just going to pull this up and I'm going to capture that picture for my mood board, okay? And you can create a mood board anywhere you have a flat thing. I do all of my work in Keynote and in PowerPoint. I do all my work in Keynote, but you can do it in PowerPoint if that's the tool that you have. I like that versus like a Word document, because I can manipulate the exact location of something, and I can actually start to make this like this. See how they've done this board here? I can start to do that, and then I can start to add the color scheme based on the research. Okie doke. And back in, oh, we're here. There it is. So those are the 8 steps, right? So just brief look again. We're going to choose our 3 words. You're going to go get the meaning. You're going to get inspired. You're going to look to Google for verification. You can then start to see, do you have structure to your colors? You don't have to. I'm just saying in the beginning for yourself, an understanding of color is a really good thing. You can play with these tools, get the beloved RGB and hex. You can get inspired and create this mood board for yourself. And that's how you play with color and start to really get a color that matches your target market. So this is coming on the way right here. All of the details I just went through with you today, that's on its way. In fact, it may have come yesterday, given that this was supposed to happen yesterday. So that you may already have this, and then your goal, we don't have to go too deep. If you've got some time, heck, playing with colors is beautiful and fun. But if all you came up with was your 3 words, that at least could be the starting point for what you want to create. And then perhaps you'll start to change those words. Maybe your first 3 were something, but then you're like, that color's not matching. What is another word I'd like to embody as part of my brand? Okay. Then last but not least, I'm just going to mention again, this is a very small part of a very big training. Okay. And if you're so interested and you really want to go deep for the next year on, as you can see, we're just touching on being brand you. But if you really want to go deep with me, spend the year going through all of these particular modules. During this challenge, I've got an 80% discount on that. So in essence, it goes from $10,000 to spend a year with me as your coach to 1,997. If that's interested to you at all, just get in touch with me. I'll give you the code, or book a call with me. If you're like, I don't know if this is for me, book a call and let's book a strategy session, and I'll tell you if this is the best product for you or not. Okay? So there we go. That's the end of our colors. Have fun, play. It's going to be extremely exciting. And tomorrow we're going all in on the tagline. Okay, so remember to go to the Facebook page. If you have questions, go in there and share that type of thing. I see. One of the things that was mentioned was if you are going to the printer, you might need CMYK for print. Okay. Generally, I go into my designer, they take those, they deal with the CMYK, which is just another element of categorizing colors. So that's it for today. I look forward to seeing what you find. Be inspired, post something up on the Facebook page, and we can play with it. Because remember, at the very end of this, we're actually going to have a Q&A. And man, maybe you've put something together. I'm happy to review it as we do that and help you make sure you're going in the right direction, because everything launches from this. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now. You're welcome.